Yo.
What up? What up?
Ooh, what up, though? What's going on, man?
Welcome to the almost midnight hour.
Just change the name of the pod at this point, bro.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Carbon Footprint Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with the drink of the day.
Ooh, Sean rolling out the thotties. It's been a while. He coming back with the thotties.
It's the winterized thotty.
It's the winterized thotty. It's good, man. This one is the cranberry orange whiskey sour. That's a mouthful, but it is fire. Super good. It's a half ounce of cranberry juice, 4 ounces of whiskey, which, by the way, this is batch. This makes 2 servings, so we're batch making it, so the ingredients are going to be a little more than usual.
Yeah, so that's actually a quarter. I think it's like a half a cup.
It is a cup. You're right.
Yeah,
half a cup of orange juice, 4 ounces of whiskey, quarter cup of freshly squeezed orange juice. So Sean was in here literally squeezing oranges, making juice. The juice of 1 lime, so 1 whole lime.
Yep.
You had to make for that, and then 4 ounces of ginger beer. You're gonna build most of this in the shaker. So with ice, you're gonna add the juice, the whiskey, all the juices. So the orange juice, the lime juice, the cranberry juice. You're gonna shake it all up real nice. Pour it in the rocks glass. Top off with the ginger beer. Add a nice little orange garnish to it. Sean got the pretty twist going on in there. I struggle with that one sometimes, man. You got that one in there, good, and it's good, man. And you had hit that nice sour taste because initially I wasn't sure if it was intentional when you did it. I was like, oh, it has that like sour, and I love whiskey sour, so it was banging. And I never really would have thought to add it with cranberry juice, but you didn't do cranberry juice.
I did the cranberry pomegranate.
Yeah, so we switched it up a little bit.
Yeah. Because the recipe actually called for simple syrup, and I was like, you know what? If I do the ocean spray cranberry pomegranate, that's already sweet. Then you don't need the simple syrup.
You don't at all, because I feel like it's the right amount of sweet. We hit it with a little bit of extra bourbon whenever it was tasting.
Absolutely.
When it was tasting too sweet-ish. Yeah, but it's fire, man. So try that out, man. The cranberry orange whiskey sour is delicious, man.
Yeah, it's a good winter drink. Mm-hmm. All right, man. Let me hit you off my carbon from another week. I don't even know who I'm giving this to, bro.
No.
There's a story this week. I'm just going to the story. I don't know who's going to get it. But there's definitely impactful probably on to several people's lives, maybe even to the judicial system in North Carolina. So there was a man that was freed after being wrongly convicted of rape. He served over 44 years in prison. The guy's name is Ronnie Long in North Carolina. He was a black man convicted of raping a white woman in the 70s. There was an all-white jury, and there was evidence that so like the police officers lied.
Yo, this is gonna sound fucked up, but I truly mean this. Were you allowed to be a juror back then in South Carolina if you weren't white?
Oh, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
I would assume so.
At some point in time, I'm almost positive we probably didn't have like integrated. Like if we didn't have integrated schools, I'm almost positive we weren't gonna have integrated juries.
But there was integrated schools in the 70s.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe this isn't that long ago.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not that long ago, bro. And so there was it came out like the police officers that were involved lied, and then they suppressed evidence, and some of the suppressed evidence included semen samples and fingerprints.
Oh fuck! So they had the evidence.
They had the evidence.
Could have set him free back then.
Correct.
Oh fuck!
And but I think it's one of those things, and you see this shit sometimes in movies where they go, especially in like, I wouldn't say not so much in the 70s, but maybe back in like the earlier 1900s, where they would have to blame somebody and they didn't know who the other person was, and so they couldn't find that person, and so whatever, and it was almost like they needed to place blame on somebody.
Yeah, to appease
whoever,
families, or the victim, or some political motivation or whatever. Yeah.
So they had it, and over the years, like this stuff came to the forefront, and in 2020, he actually got released. And when he initially got released, and actually this is in Concord, North Carolina. I don't even know where that's at, but or I don't know where that city is. But when he initially got it released, they awarded him $750,000 at $50K a year.
Fuck you, bro.
Okay, so then
what?
So they fought that. They brought a civil suit against the state, and he ended up getting that $750 increased to $3 million, plus they won the civil suit for $22 million. So he ends up getting $25 million all,
and he's got to give them
in
30% back or 40%.
Yeah, that's why they got state taxes and shit, right?
Oh, bro, I'm so sick. Like, first off, $25 million for 44 years of your life is not enough fucking money.
No, to be and they kind of going through and kind of
like
went
60.
through.
So how old is he now? 60. He's got to be.
He's
60.
in. I think he's 61, something like that.
Fuck,
So you
man.
go. You're already towards the tail end of your life now. You know, granted, the guy can live to 100, right? But normal
Such a
human
quality of life is
right, and normal human lifespan, at least here in the States, is between 70 and 80.
Yeah. Well, is he in prison shape? Wait, man.
I don't know.
We gotta do math for the prison shape, and then. Fuck, dude. No, but yeah. All kidding aside, dude. 44
For over 44 years, bro.
Oh,
and again, and then, you know, talking about the things that he missed in life, like, you know, both his parents are gone.
Dude, I mean, jail's whatever, the form of punishment or whatever, we have to be there and do that is already probably shitty. Although you hear about people who get used to that way of life and all that. It has to be extra torture if you know you
didn't do it.
And you're doing that long and you know you have no way out ever. That has to just fucking eat you alive every day, bro. Like, I feel like that is a worse, almost like torture, is thinking about that all the time, bro. Just like
knowing you were nowhere.
You didn't
near.
do anything to earn that.
Right.
It's easier to swallow if you know you fucked up.
Yep.
But man.
So again, I don't know who gets the carbon footprint in this case. You know, I'm glad they kind of, I guess, did what they could, and obviously it was not without a fight.
Dude, everybody in this scenario gets it. I like thinking about, bro. The guy's life has been forever impacted, and like already the life he's lived and the life he will live moving forward.
Yep.
The judicial system there has to be impacted by that. You have to open up every case that everyone who was involved in this ever tried, convicted, whatever. Like, you have to, because you have to assume that if they did this for this guy, that how many others? Like, so then there's that part of it. There's obviously the
and dude, the South, and so this is in the 70s.
Yeah,
I moved to the South in '88.
Yeah,
even in this area, this was a vastly different place in '88 than it is now.
Yeah, I moved here in 2000, and I had some encounters where I was.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
so, and again, I wouldn't say, you know, this was not a place that I did encounter some, you know, some racism and stuff like that. It wasn't a lot, but it was also one of those places where you knew there was certain places you could go, and certain places that you should stay away from.
Bro, the first time, I think I've told this story on the pod before, the first time I've ever experienced racism in my life, I thought that shit was in textbooks and, you know, was done, gone. Like, I grew up in the Northeast, right? Like, I didn't really, you heard about it, you didn't really experience it.
Yep.
Or maybe I was naive, right? I moved here in high school. But
no, bro, it was.
It just didn't exist.
Just different,
like,
bro.
it was just something you heard about, but it just didn't exist. We had such a diverse group of friends and people that we all sort of mingled with, and you didn't have that lingering historical, I guess, weight of it, right? Because we grew up in an area that didn't really have slavery and didn't have.
Dude, the first, I mean, I had not seen a rebel flag ever until, you know, only in textbooks.
Yeah, so there isn't that heaviness that's carried forward, and then you know, the history and sort of the generations that carry that on or whatever. Like I just didn't know anything about that until I moved here.
Yep.
And I remember having some experiences initially where they made me laugh, like kind of chuckle, like, is this guy fucking for real? Like I almost thought, like, would this guy step out of a time machine? Like, what is going on? Yeah. And then eventually you figure out that, they're for real and they mean that shit, and it's just the way of life. And it never really bothered me. You know, certainly uncomfortable scenarios, but it did bother me when I had kids and I had experiences with racism because my kids were clearly mixed.
Yep.
And then to see them sort of get stuff, I think is when it really like. I used to just think people were stupid and they would just like, you know, whatever. Like I would kind of chuck it off, or you know me, I'm a smart mouth, so whatever. But then it bothered me when you see like your kids go through it, because it's like, well, wait, they're a fucking toddler or you know baby.
Yeah,
bro. And it's just like, yeah, I think that was you know one of those things where I'm like, fuck. And this would have been 2010, 11, 12, and you're just like, how is this still happening? Like, how are people still like this?
I experienced that with my kids as well, and I remember they were 6. So it was like 10 years ago?
Yeah. Dude, and not for nothing. Listen, Latinos, there are racist Latinos out there, right? Like, I'm almost certain I've had racist comments from people in my own family. And
I didn't say.
So this isn't.
Yeah, I didn't say it was white people that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
For sure. This isn't like to single out like a specific group. It's just like growing up in the Northeast, you just didn't see it much. And then as I got older, and then there were experiences that I think I had with my own, you know, like maybe family members, some of the older folks, that you start to kind of like put 2 and 2 together, like over time, where you're like, wait, that comment didn't sound endearing at all. You know what I mean? Like, I think you meant that shit. Like, it's like,
yep.
Yeah. And Latinos are fucking ruthless too. Like so, you know, everybody's capable of being racist, man. But, fuck, dude, back then you stood no shot in the South as a black man. And like you said, if they needed a scapegoat, man, it's wrong place, wrong time, bro. Yep. Like,
you know, I always wondered, like reading history books of why didn't, you know, like once slavery became not a thing anymore, like why didn't every black person, maybe they couldn't, why didn't every black person flee to like a northern state?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you said maybe
like
they couldn't.
100%.
Maybe they didn't know to. Maybe they couldn't.
Yeah, maybe they couldn't.
I don't know. Maybe they liked it.
Yeah. Or maybe, you know, for a lot of us, right? Sometimes you just go, this is home.
Yeah.
This is all I know.
Yeah, there's fear.
Right.
You know, there's well, how do I know it's better up there? I'm just hearing it is. How do I know?
True.
You know, like, yeah. It's fuck, man.
Dude, I watched that recently. I watched the Harriet Tubman story.
Okay.
I think it was on Netflix. I think. Don't quote me on that. But it was interesting because she escapes, right? And then she comes back for her husband, and like essentially come back for her family, and she comes back for her husband first, and because she was gone for a period of time, while she's gone, her husband was like, "Oh, yo, sorry, like I'm shacked up with so and so now, like we got a kid."
Oh, but he's a slave.
He is,
or a servant, or whatever they would call him.
I don't remember. I think he was kind of free. It was weird, man. And I don't. Again, go to yourself. Watch the movie. I think he had a different circumstance than she did. However, like they were married, but they had to be married like because she was a slave. Like she needed like permission to marry the guy. But at any time, like the slave owner's gonna be like, you know what? I don't like this relationship anymore. Like, go away. Tell the guy to go away. Okay. And so she escapes, you know, finds her freedom, finds like some freedom fighters in the north, and then she's like, I'm going back to get my family. And then when she goes back, her husband is like, oh, yo, I thought you were dead. Like, I shacked up with so and so. Right. And then that's kind of her motivator to go. Like it kind of like it pisses her off, obviously. And then she's like, well, then fuck it. I'm just going to free as many people as I can. So she just takes like bunches of people, fucking takes them up north, and then just keeps coming back.
All that.
So it's over. It was like
a woman scorned, bro.
Yeah. Yo.
Set the slaves free, bro. Damn.
And she actually freed a bunch of people, but it was on that. It was almost like this, well, fuck it. Almost like what I got to live for.
Yo, what kind of... Bro, that's fuck, man. What kind of love makes you risk your life? You've already escaped this horrific situation, right? And you're gone. You're home free.
Yeah.
What, dude? For that shit
to come back,
and then
well, the for her, like the love brought her back first, but then after that, it's almost like I said, almost like the woman scorn.
Yeah, but then also the irrationality of. I mean, obviously, I don't know the situation or like whatever. Maybe they talked about it. She's like, I'll be back. And then I don't know how long she was gone for. But like at some point in time, you have to expect like people are going to move on. Bro, imagine she shows up with like with a new husband. Like, yo, I came to get you though. I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Fuck, man. But
that definitely. I think the movie's called Harriet, so definitely worth watching.
Man, what I don't even know, dude. If you're now I got to put myself in this guy's shoes. If you're him, and you're in a shitty situation in the South,
yep,
and she rolls up, and you know she's about to take you back, and she's free. Do you just leave with her and then, you know?
Yeah, if you're in a shitty situation. But I think that his situation
was better.
Wasn't as bad as like hers.
You go inside and tell the new wife, like, yo, I'll be back in a minute. I gotta go pick up milk.
in New York.
And that's how the infamous, I'll be back if I'm gonna go get milk and dads never show back up. That's the origin story. My dad been getting milk since like 91. Starting to think something happened to him.
All right, bro, what you got?
Dude, my cover for this week, and actually it kind of popped up today, is Nick Saban, man. Nick Saban, head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, announces retirement. And it isn't, so I'm giving it to him, not obviously super successful, from a sports perspective. 7 national titles, 6 with Alabama, 1 with LSU, countless like Coach of the Year awards, all that stuff. He's got all the accolades. First ballot Hall of Famer, probably arguably the greatest college football coach of all time. Certainly the greatest college football coach of this generation. But more so, man, I think when we're talking about impactful is I think about all the lives that he's impacted of these young men. Like, however, he's coached for 26 years or 36, something crazy like that, or he's been a head coach. You think about
how old is he? Is he like 70?
71 or 72.
Okay.
So you think about how many teams he's had right during that time span with 100 kid rosters or whatever it is. I know it's 52 typically in the NFL, but I think college it's more. So whatever, let's average that out to like 70 kids a year or whatever that he has. A very small minority of those kids go in the NFL, right? But those are obviously lives that he impacted as well. These kids are set up. But then you just think about the rest of them, man. The kids who got a college degree because Nick Saban recruited them. The kids who became young men and maybe he was the father figure that they had, or even if he wasn't, but just the lessons you learn being around someone that successful, that motivated, that good at what they do. That for a lot of these kids, this was their sort of the only role model that they had that was, I guess positive in a sense, but then. Even for the ones that didn't, again, for him to mold these young men for a very important period in their life, man. I just think about how many, like literally hundreds, probably thousands of kids who then turn into men, who then have families, who then have, like kids with college degrees who went on to be able to do whatever and have impact themselves, whether it was through the NFL, whether it was, whatever profession they chose to live on, whether it was how they chose to live their life, man, just doing something positive with their own life, man. I think that you can't put as much as shit as we give college football as a business, and I'll always say that it is a business first and foremost. And, these kids are assets. And as much as we try to pretend like they're, student athletes, quote unquote, like we know the truth. But I don't think you can discount, the impact that someone like him has, especially without much controversy. You get a lot of these football coaches that things happen, and listen, I'm never the moral police, but
no, but he's not in the club rubbing himself on college.
He's not Urban Meyer. But again, like to just go sort of almost untainted, right? Like the worst thing we have on Nick Saban is that he left the Dolphins, whatever, mid-season and chose to join. Right. They're all professional sort of knocks. There isn't a lot of personal character attack, and I'm sure he's done shit, that we don't know about.
And being that high profile, right? Like to keep your nose clean.
There's always a microscope on you, man. Yeah. And so I think it's more of that. Obviously, impacted college football. In a lot of ways, the rules and everything that we have today, the way he dominated the sport, the way people recruited and all that, it was, you almost had to recruit, like, how do you beat Alabama, right? Like, and then if you're anybody in the SEC, how do you do that? So on the football field, I mean, I think the accolades speak for themselves, but it was more of the lives, I think, that he impacted outside of that.
Dude, there is nothing like being around a really good leader.
Yeah, greatness. And then,
you know what I mean? And then from his perspective, I would say there's nothing like being around younger people that you're having impact on their lives.
Yeah.
And how that transcends not only your time together, right? But seeing in this case, seeing those young men, and I would say women too, because there's women like on the staff, right? There's women on the staff. There's probably women coaches, trainers,
sure.
or what have you, right?
So, yeah, absolutely.
All of those people's lives get impacted, and then to see those players come back over the years, and to see whether they had success in the NFL or they had success, in their professional lives that are not in the NFL, there's something to almost like molding young people into adulthood.
Absolutely, man. And yeah, man. So shout out Nick Saban for everything he's done. And dude, I also think we got to talk about other people who molded young people this week. Jeffrey Epstein had another list. Come on. Too soon.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, Jeffrey Epstein. This fucking story just gets better and better. You saw the list, which first off, I don't know what to fucking believe, but it's so entertaining that we have to go with it. The list comes out of everyone who's been on the, not everyone, but people who've been on the island, conversations, all that.
Yeah.
I have a tough time believing it because a lot of this shit is like notebooks that people write in. Like, who the fuck? It'd be like Bill Clinton said X, on someone's notebook. It's like, how do you really know that? Like, I want to see tape. Anyway, it came out that the visitors to the island through like some flight logs and stuff, and one of them was Stephen Hawkins. Fucking,
what the fuck was he doing?
He was the theory of everything. Yo, Stephen Hawking had to have a hog on him, bro, because this is the same guy who couldn't talk, was in a wheelchair, left his wife while he was in said state for the caretaker chick, the nurse. Like, how do you do that? How's that? Dude, you can't be charming as a robot. There's no fucking way, bro. And then he had a thing for strip clubs, which we knew. So like,
I didn't know
yeah, bro. What the best, bro? He's a fucking moving lap dance machine. He just rolls up and they just do. So Stephen Hawking was notorious
they just do whatever.
For frequent.
They ain't gotta worry about him touching them.
Nope. He ain't gonna touch you. He could just, and he loved it. And he always looked like he was drooling anyway. So so they were flattered.
What did fucking Andrew Shaw say? He looked like a puddle?
Yeah, he looks like a puddle. And fucking, bro, he goes to Epstein Island, allegedly. I guess we have to say that. I don't know. Can we get sued by I guess we can get sued by the estate.
What is it?
Allegedly.
He's on the list.
He's on the list of the flight logs to Epstein Island. What the fuck is Stephen Hawking? Supposedly for educational whatever things.
Right. Whatever. I mean, but David Copperfield, the magician, bro, was on that shit.
Yo,
dude, this. So listen, all the the underage girl stuff that is atrocious.
Yeah.
This guy Epstein, he's gotta be the best hang ever.
Yeah, for this many people,
bro,
ever, for him to talk you into coming to his island,
bro.
And hey,
he's got
minus the whole underage.
He's got fucking, dude, but he's got fucking presidents and fucking princes and the world's most brilliant man ever. You know what I mean? It's just like. He's got the roster of people that are flocking to this guy's island for whatever the fuck he has going on.
Yeah.
He's got to be the best fucking, he's got to be the best hang ever. The dude with money. Well, he had his own fucking island.
Yeah. He had so much money.
What did he do? How did he get this money?
There's always like questions about that too. I think he managed hedge funds and whatever.
Okay. So it's an investment banker type shit?
Supposedly, but there's also a lot of controversy behind that too because he's gotten gifts from people. And
right. But I think that part of that is supposed to be like, he sort of has dirt on all these people.
Absolutely. But then I think the tough time, I don't have a tough time believing that these people have done shitty things. I think what has surprised me is how stupid they were about doing, because there appears to just be so much fucking evidence, and then people just keep dying. Like every time something happens and it gets closer, like people just get so like Hillary Bill. I don't know shit about fuck. We're just trying to make jokes here, because there was somebody on that list that I do not believe at all. But like they had Michael Jackson on there, and I'm like, young girls aren't Michael Jackson's thing, bro.
Who said it was just young girls?
You're not wrong, but from everybody else, they said it was all young girls, and I'm
don't
like,
you climb trees?
I like, don't you? I'm like, why y'all fucking with Michael? But I don't think Michael went to the island. I think they had him at his house in Palm Beach. At Epstein's house in Palm Beach, but
again, like this dude is just hobnobbing with everybody.
Yeah, the king of pop,
and it's like everybody, and it seems like everybody wants to hang with this guy,
dude. And then the fucking was it Charles that was hanging with him all the time? The whatever, what is he? I don't even
Prince?
know. Half king prince, whatever the fuck he's supposed to be. I don't even know what he is, bro.
Was it him or was it his kids? I don't know.
Ooh, no,
I don't
even know. Yeah, you're right. I thought it was Charles.
I didn't study the list. It could have been.
I thought it was Charles. But yeah, he got not the one who's king now.
Right?
No,
not
the other one, the one who's gotten ousted. What's the guy's name who got pushed to the side?
I don't know.
They took his royal duties away because all this shit's been coming out. I don't know, but anyway, he's on.
He's still living a good life.
But like royalty's hanging out with you. Yeah, you're
not wrong. That's what I'm
bro.
saying, dude. Like this dude has got. I don't know, man. Like he's like the ultimate fucking hang.
Fuck, man. Shit, dude. I can't get past that shit, man. That whole like story is so fucking fascinating. And then, like you said, how do so many people just fall for it? I didn't even call it fall for it. I guess all have the same appetite for the same fucked up thing. I don't even know how to fucking word that, man.
And not for nothing, right? So like that was I think that we focus on the sort of the underage girl thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And which I'm sure plenty of guys partook in. Was that all? Right? There had to be other shit. He had an island, bro. Like there's probably all kind of shit going on there. Dude, there's probably all kind of shit going on there, man. Yeah, like there's probably I'm sure there's adult women there as well. Like he probably had the whole shit going on.
I'm sure, like you said, it's a private island. It's rich, it's billionaires and heads of state and all that.
Dude, you gotta figure there's some guys that go there that go like, nah, man, I'm not really into these young chicks. You got any like fucking at least 25-year-olds going on in here? And he goes, oh yeah, that's in the other wing.
It's in our retirement community on the island.
Right, like, I don't think it's like they wasn't. I'm sure they weren't all into young chicks, right? It's just like, but as men, right? Like if you see, I don't know, a beautiful. If you're 50 years old and you see a beautiful woman at 25, like she's beautiful no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's going like, oh, she's 25 until you have to talk to her.
Yeah, then you're like, oh.
Then it's like, oh yeah, you're young.
It's a good thing I'm leaving this island.
yeah, I'm out of here tomorrow.
And you're not.
Ever.
That's
fucked up, bro.
Really
we need to move on.
Has anybody checked on this island? Are these girls free? Imagine they're like still there. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Who owns the island now?
Yo, the plane hasn't been back in a while. Where's Jeffrey? The internet's been down for 3 years. We don't know what's up.
Let me tell you who you don't want to hang with. Fucking Katt Williams.
I do. That motherfucker's angry.
I think Shannon Sharp learned the hard way.
All right. I think there's a list shorter of who didn't get the smoke from Katt Williams. I think we can come up with that list.
Fuck, man. He was going in, dude.
Everybody.
Dude, you know what he said? So I'm still listening to the interview. But if you guys listen to, go on whatever your, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever's on there, Spotify. That's right. I'm on the first. There's 2 episodes of this interview.
Break that shit into 2 parts.
And like the first like 45 minutes is when he's going in.
Okay.
And now again, I think I'm probably like an hour 10 in. But the first 45 minutes is him going in on the comedians, the well-known comedians, the Steve Harveys, the Kevin Harts, But he made this statement, and I go like, "Fuck, man, that's true." He goes, Ricky Smiley, and who who's Medea? What's
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
He's like, they only play good women. Ricky Smiley is a dude that always his claim to fame character is him as like a grandmother, and he plays like this good grandmother.
Yeah.
And Tyler Perry, dude, I haven't seen his memorable roles are all as a woman.
Yeah. And he was saying that Martin tried to get him to dress up in that Big Mama's house thing.
Oh, I want to see that. I didn't get to that
he was
part.
saying that Martin, he had promised Martin he would do a movie with him, but then when he got the script, it was him dressed up as a chick with him and Big Mama's house. So it was supposed to be two of them.
Oh, okay.
And he goes like, yo, but why the fuck do I have to dress up as a chick to do a movie? And so he refused.
Yeah.
And so, to your point, he was saying like even Martin's biggest movie is Big Mama's house.
Is that right? Is that his biggest movie?
I mean, I guess I would think Bad Boys. Well,
yeah.
other than Bad Boy, but I guess his leading, whatever.
Yeah, no, true. I mean, I can think of a couple of other movies that he was in.
Think of another movie he was in. Yeah, like Blue Streak I love.
Yeah.
But I guess Big Mama's House would be, maybe financially, would be the biggest movie he's ever done, other than Bad Boys, obviously.
Yeah. And there was two parts of that, right? The Big Mama's House?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And he went on the whole tangent about, why they, or the fact that they gave him that or would do that, and he just refused to do it. He's like, can I just be a regular dude? Like, I just want to be a dude. And they wouldn't let him do it. Yeah.
And then the other thing was, he mentioned that some of that Cedric the Entertainer stole some of his jokes.
Oh yeah,
right. And what's funny, man, I saw a clip this week, and it was Bernie Mac, God rest his soul, and it was during the Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
But it was a backstage clip where Bernie's going, yo, I don't do comedy in front of any other comedians because they will steal your shit and then you will see it on HBO.
Yeah. I mean,
like he's like, unless I do it first in like that public setting, if you do it like at the comedy club or you do it as something that's not recorded and not televised, he's like, other comedians will come in and steal your shit almost verbatim. And he's saying, it's funny, man, it's like this clip and he's in a room of people and they got the camera on him and he's not joking and and other people around him are kind of laughing because he's just kind of a funny guy anyway.
Yeah, the way his mannerisms, the way he talks. Right. Yeah.
But he makes this statement and I was like, yo, that's exactly what Katt Williams is talking about.
Fucking legend, bro. Dude, but that's a thing kind of in the comedy community in general. But there are people that get blackballed. Like if you look up Carlos Mencia, he is like, I mean, almost universally
what did he do?
Hated.
Yeah,
he stole jokes.
Oh, he did. Okay.
So it is known that he's like, or I should say, the consensus is that within the community is that he has stolen plenty of jokes from people, and so everyone just hates him. And he's one of those guys that people. So if you look at Carlos Mencia, who at one point was massive, he's back to doing like clubs now, like small club gigs, and can't get a lot of big name acts to do stuff with him because the allegations have been is that he's stolen jokes from people, like, and going back to like the 90s,
and he got big.
He blew up,
big
time. And they were saying, to your point, that people would go to the Comedy Store or do these small gigs where they're working out material, and then suddenly Carlos Mencia is doing it on. I don't know if he it wasn't Comedy Central,
no,
but he had
doing it on HBO.
He was doing it on HBO,
right.
yeah. And then blew up, and then they were saying that all his jokes are essentially stolen. Now, listen, I don't know. There are a lot of examples. If you just Google Carlos Mencia joke stolen, I mean, everyone from Joe Rogan to whoever, name any comedian has got beef with Carlos Mencia.
Oh wow!
And I like the fact he's been on podcasts lately, and people have called him out, and he's had those conversations with people, and he tries to defend it because there is.
What does he say? What is his defense?
His defense is that he didn't steal them. That there's really? there's a parallel thought pattern in. And I do understand that point, but I think with him, it's too coincidental.
I was going to say,
there's just too many of them.
Right.
Yeah. It's like you're going to have one or two. It's like I think the allegation with him is that there are so many that are so similar and so almost verbatim, and so that's been the knock. But to going back to what you're saying, that is something that's well known. But I also think there is a parallel thought pattern of a lot of things, because the idea is almost always to take I don't know, a story, a thought, or whatever, and go like, how do you almost counterculture this thing? Like we do with the Epstein thing. It's like, yeah, that's a fucked up story of that of this horrific thing that happened to these little girls, but somewhere in there's something funny, right? Yeah. And you're gonna come up with the same thing as somebody else, right? Like there's just only so many ideas. And then the people who do come up with the one that you would have never thought of are the guys who just blow up, right? Like, but so you will have that. You will have these parallel thoughts. But yeah, I think it is known, especially at those times where you didn't have the YouTube and you didn't have the IGs and you didn't have where people are sort of first to put out the joke, which is why these guys tour. Now the cycle is like a year, and then they put out a special, and then they retire those jokes, and then they work on new material again. But they're working on this new material in these small clubs, and they're 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time to work up to that hour. And you have to have trust that the people you're working it out in front of aren't going to steal your jokes. I think sort of the community keeps itself in check now, and the social media does. But I'm pretty sure back then you didn't have that. You didn't have the
no, you didn't. I mean, there was no internet.
Dude, you think about, there's guys from that era who, think about Jay Leno, never had a special. Jay Leno doesn't have a special because he wants to be able to keep doing the shit he does at his clubs all the time. And so if he airs it, now he needs a whole new hour of material or 2 hours or whatever he comes up with. Jay Leno's been touring with the same shit for 20, 30, 40 years, whatever he's been doing comedy now. Yeah. Funny guy, hilarious, but he will not do a special. And a lot of it has to do with, like, first off, he just doesn't want to, I think, have to come up with new material all the time. I'm sure he does, but I think he's just, why do it when you can get paid for the same jokes?
Yeah, like you said, if you gotta take take what you did on the last special and kind of throw it all away.
Dude, but think about, as great as this era is, the downside to it, if you're a comic, and the pressure, and this is why I give so much respect to the guys that blow up now and do, have multiple, like a Kevin Hart. You can call Kevin Hart a plant, which is what Katt Williams did. Yeah, call him a plant, call him a thing and that.
Now, is the whole plant thing? Is that in relation to like somebody plant him there?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What does it mean? The plant?
Essentially, that the industry sort of handpicked him and put him out there and set him up to succeed, kind of thing, right? I don't buy into the whole industry plant thing because, like, who the fuck plants you, bro? And then who? Like,
you have to have talent.
You have to have talent. I think the whole industry plant thing comes from people who don't have talent, who are just kind of bitter. Like, or people who are just, maybe you do have talent, and then you just didn't get those opportunities that you wanted, and you feel like someone did who's undeserving. And there's a lot of luck involved in this shit, man. Like, there is right place, right time.
But dude, what industry is not like that, man?
Every single one,
I mean, that's
bro.
every fucking, I tell my kids that all the time. I go, yo, so there is value in knowledge, but there is more value in your network.
Absolutely, bro. And this is where, like, again, like the Kevin Hart thing, it's like you can get lucky once and you can put out a special and it could kill and you get super famous. Kevin Hart has 4 specials that we can quote almost verbatim, most of us, or if I say all right, everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? Like, it's just that is material that he's come up with. Now, he's had to do it in this era where he has to do that and then do it every single year because now that special's out, those jokes are out, and he's got. Right. And so, like, I have so much respect for these guys now. Whereas during those Kings of Comedy days, like a Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac and all these guys could tour off the same material for 10 years. Because you didn't have this YouTube cycle, you didn't have this Instagram, you weren't worried about people leaking your jokes. Now, again, like Sebastian and these guys are like, Joe Rogan, you got to come up with an hour, and then you have to toss it, and then you have to hope to come up with another good hour. And comedians, to me, I compare this a lot to music. Everyone's first special is usually amazing because it's the one that took your whole life to write. Right. It's the one where you might talk about your childhood, your thing, everything, and all that shit.
It's like music.
It's like music, bro. It's that first album. Nothing ever slaps like a musician's first album. And then after that, bro, to keep doing it and have that longevity, it's really fucking hard, bro. And so I understand why they're sensitive about that shit.
There was 2 things that he said that made me laugh. Well, the first thing was he claims that Steve Harvey has a hairpiece.
So funny,
right? So just to picture Steve Harvey without his perfect hair is fucking hilarious. So good. The other thing he says, Cedric the Entertainer, he was telling Shannon Sharp, he's like, he's sitting over here looking like a walrus when he.
I gotta fuck with Cedric, yo. And then he called me Steve Harvey Mr. Potato Head. Or was it him? Maybe I'm just thinking that.
Maybe he did. But I don't remember.
Also, leave that man alone, bro. The hair looks dope. Why you gotta fuck with his hair, man?
And he's great on Family Feud.
Dude, why do you? I mean, I have my own theory of what I think. Katt Williams has been taking shots at people forever.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying he's right or wrong or whatever, but he's just been doing this for a long time. But he's also doing this out of nowhere. No, I shouldn't say out of nowhere right now. He's gotten real aggressive with this shit right now. I mean, why do you think that is?
I don't know, man, because I think that he has a level of success that most people would be proud of. So to me, he's got no reason to take all the shots.
To be a hater.
But I have, so listening to him in this interview and listening to stories about his childhood, he seems to, at least through his own description, he seems to despise liars. And so it's almost like if you said something that wasn't true, and I know, and like he knows that's just not true, he's like, nah, like you're not. Then like it's almost like you're dead to me.
But isn't this the guy that said he read like 10,000 books by the time he was like 7 or whatever the fuck?
Matter of fact, when he said that line, and it's something crazy. It's something like 10,000 books a year or something. You know, it's something It's something ridiculous.
It's something he's lying about.
where I'm like, no fucking way.
No.
And it wasn't, I don't know, 3,000 books, whatever his thing. It was something really ridiculous at a really early age. But apparently, at least according to him, he was sort of like this child prodigy, just a smart kid. Like,
yeah.
And then ends up leaving his house and being on his own since he was like 13.
Yeah. Which, again, brilliant comedic. I mean, Katt Williams, again, has specials that are quotable, that are like, we do shit of his all the time. I mean, you did one earlier.
I just did one, yeah.
Don't You Climb Trees is a Katt Williams line that will forever be funny. I love his comedy. Just funny, man. He came out, the first thing I thought of when I kept seeing the shit go viral, I go, oh, he must be going on tour soon. Like, I just immediately default to, you're going, you're trying to ramp up.
And like, you're kind of in that, you know, you've been in that community. So I could see that.
I think, and we sort of do this here, and I know we do this at a very super micro level, but everyone is doing things now for the content, and then attention is like the biggest currency you can possibly have at the moment. And so like you're trying to grab as many eyeballs. Forever, bro. No, bro, first off, Shannon Sharp, his podcast, which was already big amongst probably sports fans, but now this just takes a whole nother level. The Club Shay Shay thing's always been good. This just take it to another level. And then now I go, Katt Williams announces a tour this week or next week, and tickets start selling really fucking fast because of this.
Oh, yeah.
So I just assume, like, oh, you're going
something's coming.
Yeah, of course, man. There's like, Katt Williams is a smart guy, man. You're not just going on there to talk shit. Like, maybe you are, but like, to your point, if he's not bitter and he's done well for himself, maybe he hasn't done as well as he thinks he has deserved, considering, you know, he sounds like a guy who feels like he did it, quote unquote, the right way and didn't sell himself out, and he's not getting the accolades, I guess, that those guys would get. But if he's content with his life, then why bother?
Yeah.
Right. And so so then I just go to, okay, man, if you are content with your life, then you're about to go on tour and you're trying to sell tickets. Like,
yeah.
And I'm sure, listen, Katt Williams doesn't have trouble selling out, but
I was gonna say, man, like, you know, he's probably no different than the rest of us, where even if you achieve a certain level of success, there are times when you look around and you see people that you think are perhaps less deserving, and you go, why am I not there? Like, I'm better than them.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I do that all the time,
That's what I'm saying. I think that so like he's even, you know, if he's having those thoughts and then he has these platforms, we're only hearing about it from him. But if you look at most people, man, you hear that shit in the barbershop. Yeah. You hear that shit in the break room. You hear that kind of shit around when you see people around you maybe getting things that you think they don't deserve, or or somebody thinks they don't deserve.
Dude, I would say I do that almost even to myself. Like, I critique a version of myself that I got to, that I thought I wanted, and then it found out like it still wasn't enough for me. And so I know, like, for me, there's like an ever moving goalpost that I'm never going to be satisfied with.
Yep.
I probably need to talk to a therapist about it, but it's like, you think you want this thing, and then you get there, and then I'm like, it's super not critical as good of myself. It's never is, bro.
It's not as good as you think it is.
And I don't know,
bro.
maybe you need that. Maybe you just need that fuel, or maybe, I don't know, man. Like,
man, we should be looking at that and going like, it doesn't matter that I reach that, because when I get there, it's not reaching that plateau. It's the journey. Like, that's the fucking it's it's the journey to get wherever you're going. We were talking about this shit with my kids recently, and it was in a different environment, but it was like for Christmas, and I had told them when we were shopping, so they were doing shopping for like each other and for their mom, right? And we're out, and I'm going like, guys, like, and this is the fun part. When Christmas gets here, like it gets here and then it's fucking over. I go, it's all the time leading up to it. It's the build up. It's the seeing the decorations. It's the decorating and then seeing the neighborhood decorations and then going out shopping and trying to find the right gift. And I was like, that's the fun part about Christmas, man. It's the journey to Christmas. It's not the day. The day gets here and then you might go, oh man, I got this thing that I hope so-and-so really likes. And then hopefully you get the right reaction and you're just like, yeah, I fucking nailed it. And then that's it. It's over, man.
Yeah.
Everything is the journey, bro. Everything really is the fucking journey.
Yeah. I don't have, and maybe my personality, I don't have that like satisfaction that I get from like an end result. I think I want it.
Yeah,
but I like.
Then when you get there, it feels the same.
Right, it's the process of getting there. I like that. Yeah. And I don't know, man. We're all like that, I guess, to an extent. But fucking Katt, dude, is gonna be giving us sound bites for the next week, and the memes have been fantastic. So thank you, Katt, man. I want to talk about the at least the legal sugar daddies and threesomes and open relationships you had.
Oh yeah, let's get it. So switching gears here, people. There are some cities in the U.S. that are great for getting a sugar daddy. So listen up, ladies.
Yeah, and I know Orlando's probably up there.
Actually, man, I only have a top 5 for the cities for sugar daddies.
Orlando used to be 1.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was. Maybe I'm just making that shit up.
They're not in the top 5 right now, man. It's New York, Chicago,
makes sense,
Dallas, Atlanta,
okay,
and LA.
Now, is Atlanta? Is it sugar daddy, like guys getting sugar daddy guys? How's Atlanta work? Are we still talking about? Guys getting girls?
I think, but I don't. You know what? That's actually a great point.
Yeah, you still a sugar daddy? I'm guessing you are, right?
I think you still are, but even if it's a guy.
Yeah, because if you're a woman, I guess if you're a woman,
no, it should work both ways.
Yeah, but we don't call her sugar daddy.
Oh, you mean like if you're a guy getting a woman?
Oh, if you're a woman who's like taking care of a younger guy. Yeah.
What do you call that? Sugar mama?
Yeah, I guess it would be, right? A sugar mama. Yeah, it has to be, right? But so this is strictly sugar daddy.
This is sugar daddy.
Okay.
So New York, Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta, and LA. Now, switching over to
no surprises.
Best cities for threesomes and open relationships.
Okay.
New York, LA, Houston, Chicago.
That one's surprising.
Vegas.
Not surprising.
Dallas, San Antonio.
Yo.
Phoenix, Miami, and Philly.
Yo, Texas is wild.
I was just gonna say, what the fuck out of the top 10?
San Antonio?
3 places in Texas, bro. 3 major cities in Texas.
Yeah,
Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio.
Now, San Antonio is where you go if you want them on the big side, right?
I've never been. I don't know.
I thought it was all fat chicks in San Antonio. That's what Charles Barkley said. I'm going with it.
They got the Wembanyama.
Dude, okay, so this is for threesomes, you said, and open relationships? Mm-hmm. I can't imagine having to disappoint 2 women. So, kudos to these guys. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. It's funny. I was listening to a radio station this morning, and they were talking about the whole throuple thing. It was like it wasn't so much an open relationship. It was like a 3-way relationship. It was 2 girls and a guy. And it was a girl's idea to add another girl.
Okay.
I don't know. And they were just going about the whole thing like they all live together. And then
now I wonder this. So like, I wonder how does that work? So does the girl suggest adding another girl because she also wants to have sex with the other girl?
In this scenario, the girl's into girls. Okay. And she was like, the guy knew that going into the relationship. Yep. And then I guess at some point it came up, and then I don't know. I guess she picked a girl and he had to approve, and then it turned into like a whole 3-way thing.
Oh shit. I mean, I guess if it works.
Yeah. Listen,
I
to
don't
each
know,
their
man.
own, bro.
Yeah.
To each their own. I'm just saying.
I don't know if I want to live in like you ever remember that show on I think it was on HBO. It was about the polygamists.
Mm-hmm. Something in Utah.
Big
fucking
yeah. It's like
Mormons
big,
gone wild.
Big something. Big Love. Was it Big Love?
Is it Big Love?
I want to say it's Big Love.
Are you sure?
I could be wrong.
That's not a dating show for fat people.
It's in San Antonio. It's based in San Antonio. No, I think it was called Big Love, bro. So that situation I thought was better. So the guy, like the main character, I think he has like 3 wives.
Yeah.
But he essentially, the guy makes a lot of money. And so he owns, say, like 3 houses like next to each other. And then he switches daily or weekly or whatever the schedule is. Like he stays at one house, then in the other. But the 3 women all kind of work together to raise the kids, and they share their property, so the kids kind of go in between houses and whatever. And the dude
that shit sounds stressful, bro.
Goes in between, but so you're with a different person weekly. Or daily, whatever the hell the schedule is.
Yeah, whatever the schedule is, the rotation
I don't know if it would work if they're all in the same house.
Well, bro, again, it's a tough enough time. I mean, just think about like because I think guys hear this shit and all they think about is like the sex. Yeah, because we're stupid. But you have to take a step back and go, nah, I got to deal with all the bad shit too. Times 2. And bro, like I said, I'm not secure enough to handle this. I'm already disappointing one. I can't think about I got to disappoint both of y'all on a daily basis. I'd be like, that's too much pressure.
Come get some of this mediocre dick.
Come get this mediocre dick. Now I gotta promise 2 of y'all mediocre dick? No, I'm out. I don't need that kind of stress in my life. And nope, that shit sounds stressful. Bro, just think about all the arguments you have, all the disagreements, all this times 2. It's just no.
And then I would imagine, like if you argue with one, and then and you're probably going over to the next house and complaining about that one that you just argued with.
Yeah.
But then a week or 2 from now, you're just doing the opposite, you're complaining about the other one. To the other chick. To the one that was mad last week.
Can you talk to Becky and triple lately? Tell her to stop making that meatloaf. I can't even fucking like. I don't know. That shit just sounds stressful, bro. I'm like, nope.
Yeah. Now the open relationship part is, I guess that's like you kind of. I guess you guys can do whatever you want.
I guess that means you have a main, and then you can, I guess, have sex with whoever you want to. Right? I'm guessing that's what the open thing means.
I don't know. Or is it open for me just means like, I don't know, fucking whatever. I mean, unless, like you said, unless you have
a main person, and then you guys are allowed to have sex.
But you got to kind of run shit by the other one. You can't be like sneaking around.
Again, I don't, bro. My ego can't handle that shit, bro.
It seems stressful, bro.
It's super stressful. Because again, guys think about this shit, and we think about all the fun I can have.
Right.
What about when she come home late one night? And then you gotta follow, and bro. I gotta ask questions. I gotta think about who you've been with. I gotta worry about somebody fucking up my fit. No, man, I'm not. No.
I gotta worry about when you don't want to have sex. And like, oh, is it because she fucking because she banged old boy last week?
Is mine no good anymore? Like, are you going back to Tyrone house? I knew it again. No, bro. Fuck no.
Stay over there, goddamn.
Yeah. The next time you leave, you stay over there. Oh man, yeah. I feel like that's one of those things that sounds fun in theory.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Bro.
Fuck that,
dude. Did you see this? The guy in Vegas that fucking jumped over at the judge.
Oh, that was in Vegas, bro?
That was in Vegas.
Oh, shit.
Oh, sorry. It was in Nevada. I don't know if it was in Vegas.
No. I didn't realize it was even in Nevada. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw the video.
It was not in Florida.
Okay, yeah. I saw the video, and I just assumed it was the Titans' offensive line. It's just replays of fucking Will Levis getting... It was a judge.
The judge's fucking podium was the offensive line.
Bro,
so what?
My man got air though. We got to give him credit, bro. Dude was like a good 6 feet off the ground, like Superman.
Well, I did because I was trying to size up the. So for those of you that
I'm
not
assuming
see,
it's one of those tall, like.
It wasn't. So it's probably like up to you, like your chest.
Okay, that's still high,
though,
bro.
Still, he sailed over that shit.
Yeah. Cleared
like,
it, bro.
Like whole body.
Like, get my man in Paris for the summer, bro. You gotta give him the Olympics, bro. Like, you want to get some commute off your sentence?
We're gonna need you to medal in one of these games.
Dude, that shit was impressive, bro.
So I think most of and I'm sure most of you have probably seen it on social media. The guy jumps across and attacks a judge, and then the security kind of takes him and puts him in check, but not before he gets a few licks on the judge.
Yeah. Which, by the way, she must be hated because I think the security guard wanted her to get hit because that motherfucker moves so slow. Bro, the guy's in the air and you just see him you see him running. His eyes are like, oh shit, he coming. He doesn't even make a move to stop the guy. The guy dives, lands on the girl, and then he's like, oh fuck, I better pull this guy off. At no point did anyone like jump in the way or try. Dude, that's a long way to run and then dive and then do the.
Yeah, like everybody knew that this dude was coming to attack the judge.
Or his 40 time is impressive as fuck.
Like my man run a 4.12.
4.12, bro. Let's get this guy a scholarship,
dude. So what I did not see. So initially, like the clip that's out there is just this guy sailing over the judge's. Is it called a pulpit, a podium? What is that shit called? I don't know.
Man, that's a great.
The judge's desk. What the fuck do you call that thing?
There is a name for it.
There is.
I went to public school, bro. I don't know.
So anyway, that's the clip that's out there. He shows him, sailing over, friggin' attacking her, and then he gets, then he gets wrapped up by like two like security guards or whatever. Now, what you don't see in most of the clips is before that, he's making a plea. So this is the judge is about to hand down the sentence. He makes a plea to her, and dude, the guy sounds legit and coherent, and he basically is like, listen, like I made some mistakes. I'm not on drugs anymore. I've recently found out that I had mental illness, and I'm taking care of that, and I have a support system, and judge, like you can, I know you got to do what you got to do, but I'm asking you, like, don't send me to jail because I have all these sort of positive things going on.
Okay. And what was the charge?
I don't know.
Okay.
But after he says that, the judge goes, listen, and I'm paraphrasing here, but she basically goes, listen, you got, felony after felony. It's like assault and robberies, and it's just like his rap sheet is a fucking mile long.
Okay.
So then she goes, I think you need something different. And then you hear him in the back go, nah, fuck this bitch. Just before he fucking takes off, bro.
I gotta watch the whole clip now.
You gotta go watch it. If you guys have not seen this, you gotta go watch it, because when I'm watching it, I'm looking at this guy and I go like, yo, if I'm the judge, I'm probably going, fuck, man, maybe this guy needs one more chance.
Dude, we're gonna get the soundboard for the pod at some point in time. We got that guy saying "fuck this bitch" has to be one of the. I haven't even heard it, and I want it already.
He goes, he goes, nah, fuck this bitch. And then the next thing you see, because the camera's on the judge, and then you just see this guy sailing over, and she tries to dodge him, but his arm grabs her and then like pulls her towards him, and he
gets some shots.
He really got some shots.
That's what I'm saying. He ran, he dove. He has to get his composure once he dives, because you're diving. You're like, you're not in the position to start swinging, right? No. So then you got to get up. You got to wind up.
Bro, this
the security guard moves dumb slow. Nah, fuck.
Yo, how we doing on time, bro?
Coincidentally, that's what I said when she said she wanted an open relationship.
With who? Tyrone? No, fuck this bitch.
Then I was playing fucking Who Sings Better Call Tyrone. Is that
Erykah Badu?
Is that Erykah Badu? On repeat. We're right at an hour, bro.
What you want to finish with, bro?
Oh my God. We beat this fucking judge. Oh man. Dude, I guess we're talking about fucking relationships and guys being. Have you seen this whole AI girlfriend thing?
No.
Oh, this is so fascinating, bro. There are obviously everything is being AI now, but there are apps and things you can download and you can create an AI girlfriend. And so you give it prompts and it's basically you design like your perfect woman.
Okay, so hold on. So this is like on the computer?
Yeah, on your phone. It's an application.
Okay.
And so you design it, and it's like and you've seen the pictures of these AI women. They look real.
They look
like,
real.
It doesn't look like a cartoon or whatever. It looks like a real woman, like a real design. And I don't know how this one works or how. But anyway, so you're sitting in there and you're putting in everything from like how you want her to look to how you want her personality to be to da-da-da. And then you interact with this thing. And so you're on your phone and you're like chatting and it chats back. And it will randomly like send you pics and send you conversation pieces, and then you would talk to it. And so it's like literally like having a girlfriend that you'll never meet. So it's like Manti Te'o was way ahead of his time. Like you'd be like that. You have a girl you never met, you're never gonna see, isn't real. You're just sitting there, just talking forever. And then I guess it's like dudes are becoming obsessed. Over this. And to the point where it's like it's putting strain on relationships. Like there's like this woman this week who like filed for divorce because she was saying her husband was like obsessed with like the AI girlfriend he had created on his phone. And
dude, can you be mad? I mean, like, I don't know, man.
Can you be mad at an AI girlfriend? I think in 2024 you can. I guess fuck, man, is that grounds for breakup? Like if you go, nah, like I created this thing. Like, look, no, it's not a real person. Here, you can fucking talk to it. Look, here. Yeah.
Take my phone. You can talk to it.
Like the AI girlfriend's like, nah, fuck this bitch. Give him his phone back.
Dude, so it's just an app.
It's just an app. And it's yeah.
Oh, but you can say how you want her to look too.
Everything. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
so can you? Okay, yeah. There you go.
That's why, bro.
So if you're a single guy and you have that, you're just a creep, right? You're just weird. But if you have a wife,
or you just experiment,
a girlfriend, or you just experiment, you're like, yo, let me design her, and maybe it's helping in your search. But can you imagine if your AI girlfriend? I don't know. There's two ways to go about this. If she looks the total opposite of your current girlfriend or wife or whatever, then you're like, it's variety. I already got one of you.
Right.
You know, so like maybe that could be flattering. Or what if she looks exactly like the one you're with, but you change certain features?
Fixed.
Yeah, fixed. Like these are the enhancements. This is you with some software updates.
No, baby, this is you 2.0.
The new firmware. Maybe some hardware.
And dudes would do that shit too, bro. Fucking A, bro.
Like, this is you with a smaller forehead. Yo, but on the flip side of that, and women probably wouldn't do this because they're just not as fucked up as we are in that sense, but maybe they would. Because then you have a thing that would sweet talk you. No, they are, but I think in a different way. Like they would go about it in a different way. So like I don't know because again, they're not I guess visually as stimulated as we are, right? Like you got to get to them mentally. So I think as women would create like a guy who would talk to them probably through AI.
Talk and listen.
Yeah, talk.
Be understanding.
The women AI thing would just sit there and not say a fucking word, right? Like it's just like I just want to create a guy that would.
You'd be like, yes.
It would just be a guy with big ass ears, just. And then every couple of minutes he just goes, I understand how you feel. And then it's just silence for 16 more minutes while she goes. And then inevitably he goes, we should go shower. It's almost time for bed.
No, let's go shopping.
Let's go
shoe shopping.
Like the disparity would be so different, bro. How we would design it and how women would design it.
But dude, I think girls would do the same. They would. I think they would design, at least visually what they think is pleasing.
All right, bro. So you go home and your wife has an AI boyfriend created.
Okay.
How do we feel about this? Are you checking? Do you want to know what he looks like, sounds like, what he talks about? Are you curious?
I guess if I knew about it, yeah, I would ask.
Yeah.
I would ask to see it, and then so like if it looks nothing like me, right? Then you go, yeah, okay. So is that what you want?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. The conversation's like,
no, it's the same, I guess.
Yeah, because what if she's like, no, I have one of you though, but if I, this is what I would have if I didn't have you, and some kind of justification. Like,
yeah, you know what? I think that would get into one of these things where I go like, oh, well, that looks like fun. Then let me go create mine.
So you just be petty, and then you would create your own girl.
I would think so, man, because I don't know. I think you would probably want to see like, okay, well, I want to see what that's like.
Oh, what creating it is like?
No, yeah, like I want to see what you went through, and then what you're making, to sort of tailor to your needs. I want to do that too. Let me go see what that's like.
This will be fascinating, man, because like, what would you input for certain things? Like I'm trying to think of like must have like
I don't know. I'd have to see the app, man. Like I don't know, like what do I have to choose from?
Because AI is completely open, right? So you would be like the fact I was giving this guy credit, like the story that I saw that was like he was talking to it more than he was talking to his wife, or they were talking. Well, and then of course
he was getting the proper responses.
No, I was surprised he let it respond at all.
He'd be like, no, baby, look, no. It's just all me talking.
Yes. She's mute.
And blind.
And I was literally gonna say that.
It's Helen Keller.
She doesn't even know.
4.0.
And then your wife tossing your phone over there. Nah, fuck this bitch.
Yo, and on that, tell them where they can find us.
In hell.
Besides that.
So before you get there, you can follow us at the Carbon Footprint Podcast on IG, on at Carbon Footprint Podcast on TikTok, the Carbon Footprint Podcast on YouTube and Facebook, and all your favorite audio platforms. The Apple Podcast, Spotify, the Google Podcast, YouTube Music, Audible, Amazon. All of it. And then, make sure you guys follow us on there. I think we'll start dropping some stories and some behind the scenes stuff. Maybe us like making the drink the day of, or doing some stories and stuff. So if you're not following us, you only get to see those like once and then they go away. So, hit us up on there so you guys can eventually start seeing us do stupid shit in the background.
And as always, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.